This is WGRG 100.5 FM, where we meet the absolute minimum FCC broadcasting standards. It's time to hang on and brace yourself for a community radio program that's frankly indescribable. Let's talk Geneseo. Two guys with nothing better to do on a Friday morning but to talk about our community. Geneseo City Administrator Brandon Meglin and City Alderman Keith Kennett. And yeah, nobody, and I mean nobody, puts the blah in blah, blah, blah like these guys do.
And good morning, Brandon, and good morning, listeners. This is WGRG 100.5 FM in good old Geneseo for this Friday's edition. I guess every edition is a Friday edition.
It is.
Of Let's Talk Geneseo.
Yeah, it was a fun week.
It certainly is, and a lot of fun things to happen still before the week is over.
Did I catch you at Isle of Flags?
You may have seen me briefly.
Are you there? In the morning time? Were you there?
Afternoon.
Afternoon, okay.
Yeah.
I was there in the morning. It was a beautiful event, as always.
Over 900, I believe.
Yeah.
Unless you know the exact number, not to ambush.
I know the same stat. Over 900 now. It's a big undertaking. Luckily, a lot of volunteers came out, even on a cold morning, to set them up. It was a beautiful sunny morning to witness it, though, and Boy Scout troops and all kinds of folks out there.
At some point, we may need a bigger park.
Yeah. Well,
Put
I don't
that
know
on
where
the
we're going to
agenda,
expand
Brandon.
that park to, but she's a little landlocked there.
Yeah, we still have some space, I think, for a few more flags. But yeah, hats off though to everybody on the Isle of Flag committee, because it really is. And again, Tuesday was just a perfect day, or Monday, I should say, was just a perfect day for it, and really very moving, and just kind of puts things in perspective when you just take a moment and think of each flag and what it represents, and then all the hundreds of thousands or more beyond that. So,
Yep, always something that stands out in Geneseo for tributes on those days, especially Veterans Day, to put those up and honor all that served.
there you go. And speaking of serving, we have two special guests with us this morning. And Brandon, I'll let you take the wheel.
Okay, this morning we're joined by school resource officers here in the Geneseo School District, George Marquez and Amber Berthoud. Welcome, guys.
Welcome, guys. Good morning.
So, you guys, first time on the show.
It is. I believe it is.
Yeah.
Well, we were here for the plunge, the polar plunge.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't official, but we were sort of guests.
We had audience members that day.
That's
that was
right.
like our, when we said we may have to put bleachers on the side here because we're getting a gallery for the show.
Yeah, we got full in here, yeah.
You got to have somebody cheer you guys on in the morning.
Yeah, your son was here that day too.
Yes,
right?
he was. He was excited.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was fun.
It was.
And we went outside and everybody got wet, getting splashed, and it was cold.
A little bit. A little bit.
It was a very cold day, but it was worth it. We raised some money, so it was good.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we invited these two in to talk about. We've kind of had it on the lineup for a while now. You know, let's get them in and talk about the role of a school resource officer, what they do for the PD, and there's been some changes in assignments, and we added a school resource officer to the middle school recently here. So wanted to have these guys on the show. But first, first time guests. Let's start. Some folks may not know you, but most probably do. I mean, you guys are both out and about quite a bit. But, tell us what led you to Geneseo and your policing career, and a little bit of your backstory, if you would.
I think I'll go first. I am Officer Amber Berthoud. Originally started in Rock Island in about 2010. Was there for a few years, took a little break, but was able to work with some amazing officers there, and had the opportunity to come out here about 3 years ago with some of the gentlemen that I used to work with in Rock Island. And I've been here again for about 3 years. Played many roles within the PD, and started as the school resource officer at the middle school when they implemented that position about a year and a half ago, and now I'm up here at the high school.
Has it been a year and a half already?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this is starting technically the third.
Okay. Yeah. George, how about you?
All right. Well, my name is Officer George Marquez, and I'm originally born and raised in Chicago. Please don't hold that against me. Came to this area because my wife's from this area. Started at the Henry County Sheriff's Office in the jail, and put my time in there, and then went to Patrol Division, and then came to Geneseo. So that's been about 14 years now in the making. I'm in the SRO position. It's a great place to be, and I enjoy working in Geneseo. Great place, great people, and great staff.
Yeah, amazing community. Amazing here.
What's it been about 5 years for you here?
6.5.
6.5. Okay.
Yeah.
Flies by, doesn't it?
Undershot
Brandon?
that one too.
Yeah, July 4th was my first day. July
Hey,
4th.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Nice. So, I guess tell us a little bit about what is a school resource officer, and why is it important to have them here in Geneseo?
Well, I think safety is the biggest thing. I think when the parents drop off their students at school and the students walk in and they see us first, they know that they're safe. And that is our main goal, is to make sure that everybody feels that way. And then we're also, we are a liaison between the PD and school staff. So we work with the students with any issues that they have in the school. And even outside of the school, we do a lot of resourcing there. I mean, we are pretty much counselors, if you want to put it out there. We have a lot of students that will come to us just to talk to us about their problems, any issues, and peer conflict that they're having, and we try to help out the best we can and guide them so that they can take care of these things at least on their own in the future. So.
Yeah. It seems like we wear many hats in the school.
Absolutely.
Not just for security or just for safety. I mean, we're talking to kids all the time. They're coming up to us and talking to us. Sometimes even before counselors, they just want to talk to us and maybe vent out a little bit and tell what's going on in their life or sometimes just say hi.
Yeah, but that's a great thing, is that we've developed that relationship with the students that, it's different in different cities where they see a police officer and they're, depending on their interaction outside of school, we can give them that comfort because they know that we're there for them. And they're actually happy to see us, which is great. We develop those I don't want to say friendships, but we do. We come close with the students. I know that George has some kids, and I don't, but I feel like every single student is one of my children, and I protect them in that way and care for them in that way. So,
So Geneseo has had a high school SRO officer for a long time, and then the council and the district, collaborated together to want to have a dedicated officer to the middle school. I don't know if you guys can talk a little bit about that, why it's important not only for the older high school students, but also at the middle school level. And I imagine that, before the person assigned to the high school was kind of bouncing around if there were issues in the city from school to school, having to go down the street. I don't know if you guys can add to that, but. Well,
just for me, being my first year being in the middle school, I didn't realize how much work it is going into being an SRO. We have 5 schools, and if one SRO is taking it by himself, that's a lot of work to be bouncing around, make sure all the schools are okay, talking to everybody. Not even talking about dealing with your own school and your own problems and your own kids. It's a lot of work, and I just realized how much work it is. And I admire Amber for doing this for quite a while now.
Appreciate you, bud. Yeah. We do work together. Normally the position of the middle school, it was initially the middle school takes on the roles and helps out at the elementary schools. But there is so much that goes into the middle school that we work together to take care of things at the elementary level. So we do have staff contacting us quite often with problems.
Okay. Yeah, so some of the, obviously everybody knows what's going on around the country and school shootings and things that have occurred. So, these heighten our awareness of the need to have police officers be trained for these situations and things that can come up and be on site and have somebody at the ready too if things happen. It was probably 3 or 4 years ago. I was up here at the high school and they did I can't remember all the terminology, but like an active shooter
run, hide, fight
type drill. Yeah, run, hide, fight.
Code red. Yep, something like that.
That was really enlightening for me to get to be part of it and actually get shot at with blanks by Officer Vermeer and others in the drill. But can you guys tell us about, what goes into that? I mean, you guys, the PD here is really on top of doing those drills and real life scenarios to make sure that, we have a plan going into those situations.
Yeah, as officers, you have to be ready for any situation, and unfortunately, that is kind of the climate that we're in. That we have to be prepared, for an active intruder in anywhere. Not even in schools, but outside in the community. So we do the training that we need to do, and it's also about educating the students and the staff and getting them prepared for a situation like that. Because the main thing we say is your body can't go where your mind hasn't been. So you put that thought, into perspective, and so that they can react. If there is an active intruder, or we have a problem up here that we need to take care of, and the students need to be ready, as well as the staff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What are some of the other safety initiatives that Geneseo has done here in regards to student safety or programs? I know a few weeks ago when we were coming and waiting for the show here in the room that we're in here at the high school, they were putting up like window darkening blinds. And I imagine that's related to lockdowns as well, but I don't know if there's anything else. I know that they've put, I guess it's, not really safety per se, but like the detectors in the bathrooms and stuff too, for smoking and things.
We try to be as proactive as possible when it comes to stuff like that, because we can't be there for every situation. So putting vape detectors in the bathrooms is something that has kind of helped. We can pinpoint where the issue is, and then we can try to get students help that unfortunately are addicted to certain things. But as for the safety aspect, we went through every school and measured every window to make sure that everybody had blinds, just in case there is an active intruder. They're able to cover the windows, and we kind of assessed the doors, and if anybody needs any extra protection there. Everybody pretty much knows what they can use in their room to block doors and when to get out and stuff like that. So.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And those window coverings were part of the lockdown procedure that the schools have, that they practice annually.
Yep.
And it's just one way of another layer of protection. If someone does get into school, doors are closed and window blinds are down, they can't see inside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So one of the big things we hear about is, mental health challenges. Geneseo Police Department is unique, I think, in that respect too, with the impact program and things
Absolutely.
that you guys are doing to try to tackle these issues in the community as a whole. But especially with the student population, social media, and everybody reads about the stuff that goes on, and how do you guys are on the front lines of that with, you already mentioned, becoming somebody that the student can trust, but how do you tackle that, or how do you build that trust and then deal with those issues?
Just like we would do out on the street, just listen to the person that's in crisis or needs help. You don't realize how many of our youth are having problems with their mental health and have mental illnesses. And I didn't realize it until getting into the school and actually seeing it. But we're able, with the program that we have and the knowledge that we have within the PD, it's much easier to tackle that and to help them get through their adolescence with the their mental health and their mental illnesses, so that they're able to cope with it and live with it in their adulthood, safely. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And as a police officer, and you've referenced it a few times, but it's really so much more than policing anymore, though.
Absolutely.
Insofar as you're part counselor, part friend, you wear all these multiple hats. From a training standpoint, though, or just from a skills development standpoint, it is a lot of that. I'm sure there's some training involved, but is a lot of it just kind of taking experiences and learning and growing from them, from actual day-to-day things?
I think it is, yeah. You got to be a people person. You got to be, community-oriented, or, you're not going to survive in this environment. People want to talk. People want to vent. People want to tell you what's going on in their lives. And if you can't listen to that, you can't, help them, you're not being very effective, especially as a police officer.
And I would think that would be helpful too, as you develop these relationships, that the best scenario is to prevent a situation from ever happening, and maybe you can identify or people can assist in maybe intervening early on in a situation to keep it from growing into a more serious situation.
You can actually really see that with the students too, because you observe them every single day, and you know that when one student's, constantly happy or smiling, and then you see them walking down the hallway and they're not, they just don't have the same, I guess, face, same smile that they normally have, and you're able to even just kind of pull them aside. Hey, are you okay? What's going on? And that is surprising to them, but then it actually shows that you do care, and they'll open up to you, which is good. Just showing compassion for anybody is really, really helps out.
Yeah, I think it's so important. I mean, there's so many students, and when you're kids that maybe don't have somebody they can trust at home even, right? So, and teachers, or maybe they look at them as the teacher, but if they have somebody else to go to at the high school that, they can catch in the hall and talk to, it's an important thing. Yeah. Well, what else, guys? What else is going on at the police department? Anything else coming up you want to share or get into today?
Yeah, actually, we've got something going on. We have your annual toy drive. The PD collaborates with the middle school. I believe, 6th grade student senate has a toy drive that they do. So the December 1st through the 9th, we are collecting toys and different articles for students K through 12, even pre-K through 12, that will be distributed to those in need within the school district. So I believe this is the 5th year that we've done it and collaborated with the middle school, and it's great to see the community come out. We have a lot of generous donators, and there are so many. We have a great community, but there are so many that are in need, and we love to have the opportunity to help them, which is great. So.
And last year the city did great. I mean, we had some great donations, and we had our office were full of the different toys and games and stuff, and it was awesome.
Yeah, it was great
to see.
Yeah, so I mean, you can donate absolutely anything. When it comes to even gift cards for food, gift cards for Walmart, Fairway, anything like that can help out the families, and I guess supplies. Stuff, bathroom supplies, like shampoo, conditioner, all those little extra things. It sounds, like perfumes and all the extra stuff that is more of a luxury to some. But it'd be nice to be able to give those to other students. So.
Now, sorry if I missed this, is this separate than the Shop with a Cop initiative? Is that still something that we do?
We do, yep.
Okay.
Yep. Shop with a Cop is on December 3rd. We've been working with the staff, social workers, and counselors within the school district to come up with students that can benefit from both programs. So we had a list of students for Shop with a Cop, and we've got all of them ready to go on December 3rd. They get to come out and shop and have some food with us, and just kind of forget about everything and able to give back to themselves and their families.
That's something that is in partnership with Walmart, is that correct? And Pizza Hut?
Walmart,
Pizza Hut,
usually?
Yep, and it's also with the fire department. Fire department.
Yeah.
Those guys come out too. So.
Well, you guys are doing a medical supply drive as well, aren't you, right now?
We are.
Is that still going on?
I believe so. I've seen stuff throughout the PD.
I mean, there's walkers sitting out in the lobby.
So we get some donations out there. Yeah.
Yeah, all of that stuff goes to Rebuilding Together. It's a program out in Atkinson. They collect and have medical supplies and stuff for those that are in need. For that, they have a nice warehouse out there, and people are able to go out, get things that they need. In different times, if anybody has a surgery or whatnot, or even just the elderly that need some stuff, and then you're able to bring it back and it's able to be reused. So,
guys, we keep going. I just keep thinking of more give back programs, and you got the Women's Health Hammond Henry Hospital fundraiser just wrapped up too, which is something that the PD drives to raise money for women's health at HHH, and I think that. The post that was put out said that it raised over $3,000, which was just delivered to
did very well.
David Smith at the hospital and the staff there to go towards new gear in that unit of the hospital there. So I think the grand prize was half a cow.
Half a
Is
cow,
that what you
yeah.
call it? Or
Yeah.
half a beef.
Half a cow and processed, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a great.
George did a
That
really
processing
good
is
job.
a handy
yeah.
part.
That was one
No,
exciting.
they're just gonna bring a whole cow into you.
There you go. You win.
Yeah, that's right. So
George did a good job helping out with getting those tickets sold for sure.
I enjoyed sending them. Yeah, that was great. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where'd you
Good
sell
times,
them
Good
at?
times.
At State Street Market.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I was out there, yeah, barking.
Nice. Oh, what else, guys? I don't know. What else can we talk about? So let's talk about today.
Today,
There's a lot going on today.
tonight.
Yeah. So this week, folks have probably seen that the city's been hard at work setting up all of the Christmas decor in historic downtown Geneseo. We have the new Christmas tree, which has been situated there at 2nd and State in the Boulevard. Big credit and thank you goes to Public Works Department, Street Department, along with the electrical utility as well. They really make the real magic happen behind the scenes, take all these big ideas and make them happen with a lot of labor. So there's a beautiful concrete poured on, stamped concrete and pad where this new tree is placed out there. Then they got the tree set up, engineered by Eric Rowald and Chad Van de Woestijn to be able to assemble it indoors and then quickly lift it out there into place so we didn't have to have the street shut down for more than a couple of hours to get this monstrosity assembled on State Street
It's a
for the
beautiful tree.
first time. You know, it's like,
looks
oh
good.
boy, don't know how long it's going to take. But they did a great job with it.
Yeah, really, and as Brandon just said, hats off to him. But for as much as is involved in it, it went pretty smoothly. I guess good planning tends to have that as an outcome. But yeah. So tonight we throw the switch and it lights up. Hopefully,
tonight is.
we're pretty sure it will.
I miss a bulb somewhere.
There's been multiple tests. After the council meeting on Tuesday, we went out there with Eric and tested. There's a new remote control device to switch her on. So
Good idea.
Mr. Sullivan with the chamber is trained on the remote control for tonight, and all should go smoothly. But you never know until they throw the switch, right?
One more reason to come out and see what happens.
Just like the Christmas story, you just never know.
Yeah.
Switch that light. And
Yeah. So tonight is the Chamber of Commerce Christmas Open House, traditional event that's held around this time of year to really the initiative is to boost the downtown business shopping season, to kick that off and have a little bit of fun on State Street. There'll be the horse and carriage rides going on State Street, and then 6 p.m. is when we light the new beautiful tree that is there on State. So be sure to check that out. We have an audience member that's
Absolutely.
just joined us.
Yeah, finally got one.
Chief did
Chief Disterhoff,
Yeah. Welcome.
you're a little late.
Yeah.
Show's almost over. Oh, okay.
So we have that tonight then, and other things.
Yeah.
As I look to Brandon, because I can't think of what those other things are, but
Yeah, I would
hopefully
like-
Brandon can.
Well, I would like to thank Elizabeth Round with Village Home Stores, who partnered with me to help produce a really cool launch video for the tree. If you haven't checked that out, city Facebook page, creative thing that she produced. It's got a lot of plays, a lot of good feedback on Facebook to welcome the new tree in that process, and hopefully get the word out to out-of-towners as well to come into Geneseo to see this tonight. So big shout out to Elizabeth for that. The only other note I had, Keith, was burn pile. You know, a lot of interest starting to come in from folks on making sure they can get their yard waste and get the leaves out to the burn pit to fire those up. That is open today and tomorrow, the last day. That'll be open every other week now is December 6th and 7th. So taking it through the beginning of December for some of those late falling leaves this year.
All right. Well, I guess with that, we hear the announcements in the background, so we know school's getting ready to start, and that means we're getting ready to head out the door. So we appreciate everybody tuning in and listening to this edition of Let's Talk Geneseo, and we will be back. We may not be back next Friday.
Uh-oh.
I think we are.
George and I can come in. We'll take care
Yeah,
of
we'll
things.
come in. Just
There you go.
Leave the door open.
The week after, I believe, will be
Week after
Thanksgiving
off.
week.
Or I may not be here next Friday. We'll have to
Oh.
we'll talk.
Guest host.
I'll have my people talk to your
I don't know
people.
how we're going to turn everything on.
It's pretty simple.
We'll figure it out. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. What's the worst that can happen? Okay, well, with that, though, again, we appreciate you listening, and have a great weekend. This is WGRG 100.5 FM in Geneseo.
Such a day